The following video is brought to you by the guys at the Wrecking and Racing Podcast, a NASCAR podcast made by the fans for the fans. Check them out at www.wreckingandracing.com, facebook.com/wreckingandracing, and Twitter at Wrecking and Racing. Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, Saka here, and welcome back to another episode of Motorsport Manager. And when we last left off, we raced Rio de Janeiro and got third and fourth. Pretty good points day for us. In the overall scheme of things, we're doing okay. Next track is Sydney, with a little bit of rain in practice and qualifying. The gearbox, the engine, and the brakes are the most useful with a high tire wear, so soft tires are going to be the name of the game. And it makes me wonder if I want to make Falco his patented soft tires wear more slowly trait, which might be okay. As far as the headquarters goes, we are still building our brakes research and development facility, and we've got $16 million in the bank. Looking at the sponsors, we've got 2 slots that open up here, so I think we can afford to build another part. We want to keep we've got an average engine and average brakes. Probably the gearbox is next to go up. That way we can get average parts across the board, and then we'll focus on the good parts that we can do, the brakes and the engine. So gearbox, acceleration plus 20 is what I'm talking about. We'll go ahead and build that part there. And just continue working on this car. Car repair is complete right there. All right, so we got 3 sponsors for slot 2. An upfront payment of $750 grand for 4 races. Seems pretty good, but over the long haul, the $350 grand upfront payment and then 7 races at $150,000, that'll be more than $750. I mean, we could go, well, no. 4 races for $750 is not as good as 10 races for $1 million. That's $100,000 per race. I mean, it's kind of crappy. It kind of looks like HX Telecoms is what we need for the long play to get more money over time. It's 3 more races that we're committed to them. But then in those 4 races, we might get a good upfront payment from the $750 grand. So do we be greedy now, or do we play the long game? Let's play the long game with this one. And then if this sponsor offers us a nice heaping helping of an upfront payment, then we can definitely do that. Let's take a look at the car and start from scratch and repair the parts that we need. So for sure, we need that repaired, and we need that in performance. We need that repaired and that performance. Then we need probably these shocks repaired. They're our lowest of the low. Try to get those built up. Then performance-wise, it really doesn't matter. We want to improve them all. Let's focus on the engine, though. So the 785 engine we'll definitely work on. And then the 738. I think overall we need these. Ooh, the 824 gearbox would be nice. Let's do that and just work on repairing as much as we can repair out of these guys for sure. We'll see if these brakes are ready by the time this next race comes out. If not, we've got enough in the bank to run these brakes for 1 more race while those get repaired, and I think that should be fine. So there we go. Is Veracruz going to retire? I don't know. That is a good question. All right, so we've got 2 sponsors on offer. Veracruz going to retire. So the GT Challenger is running in Dubai, and I remember that place. Very heavy tire wear. No chance of rain in the desert. All right, we'll go ahead and continue on. Gearbox will be done on the 22nd here. We've got 3 sponsors lined up for slot 4. So for 13 races, $300,000 per. Now that's pretty good. Better than $1.5 million for 11 races upfront payment. So it'll slowly trickle in, but we'll get over $3 million when it's said and done there. So we will take Kashima. So we'll play the long game for both of them. That's a very long play to keep our income per race up. All right, car, that part was done, and that was the gearbox. So do we break off one of these parts here to work on a gearbox? I don't believe we do, because that gearbox is better than the engine itself. And we're at 74 and 76. I kind of want to work on that gearbox in the interim. So let's not work on the 76 suspension and work on that gearbox there. We'll try to get that up as much as we can before the race. All right, Sydney, 40% chance of rain. Falco has joined a cult. He is the cult leader. Massive morale for 20 weeks, but he is absolute crap. And Enrica is talking about our high-speed corners. Oh, a fitness course. All right. Get fit or die. So fitness courses, don't let him skip leg day. For 500 grand, we need something to offset that cult penalty. And hopefully that is a permanent. I wish that said whether or not this is a permanent bonus or a temporary bonus, but we need whatever we can. We'll spend the 500 grand. Get Falco in a leg day. Can't believe that. All right, so Falco. Fitness courses are improving fitness +2 and improve for 6 weeks? That's terrible. If they had said that that was just a 6-week course, I wouldn't have spent the money. I wish they would improve that. But there we go. Sydney is ready. All right. Will the International GT add a new race in Beijing? We were pretty good at China. I'm probably not going to vote for it, but we were pretty good. So that's okay. All right. So, yes, Falco. Injured driver is fine. Sponsor select. Let's go for 4th or above. I think we might be able to do it. Holy crap at the heavy rain, though. Man. Let's go. Let's do it, though. Let's do it. All right, so parts. So Falco at a 67% reliability. I mean, I think we were far worse, and those brakes are much better. So let's give Falco those brakes there. That's a 40-point boost for Enrica. The 787s are definitely good. Enrica can get a 50 boost there. I don't think the 50% is good enough to bite on just yet, though. And we'll leave the rest the same. But next race, we'll be able to put in the brakes and the gearbox for sure, I believe. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go to Sydney, and I will see you after qualifying. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Sydney, and we are on the front row once more. Enrica with the pole, Falco outside row 1, and we are locked into intermediate tires to start the race as it is raining, and it's only raining just a smidge. We'll try to make these last. We don't know what's going to happen after lap 6. This is where a weather forecasting center would be amazing right now. But it's not necessary for us to do well. But lap 6 looks to be where the rain might pick back up. Now, if we see it starting to trend dry, we will get our soft tires on as soon as possible. We weren't able to really get everything out of the soft tires during practice, only 5% because it rained most of the way. But we were able to get a massive race trim out of it. And because we'll put Falco on soft tires, we're going to have it wear more slowly rather than the 5% boost. I think that will work out better. So let's get to the race and see how we shake up. Enrico is putting on a clinic. But let's see how we fare on these intermediate tires. And let's go. Speed 2, and let's push the tires just a touch here. Enrica is going to break away from the pack. Falco caught on the outside, but Falco will have the inside groove there. Good power off. And Enrica is doing okay. Falco gets in line in 3rd. As long as Falco can hold that, all the better. And we're going to see how this rain develops over the next few laps. We want to stay on these tires if we can. We've got 9 laps of fuel in. So that's going to be, once we can make it past lap 4, it'll be a 2-stop race for fuel, and we're not going to push the engines too awful hard. Our parts are still not in the greatest of shape. I mean, they're not at 100%, but we're in the... All right, yellow flag, no overtaking in Sector 1. So Ibarra has crashed, but it was only a local yellow. We stay racing. So everyone on their intermediate tires, no one has an advantage as far as tire wear is concerned. We don't have to worry about those guys in the back who qualified in 10th or 11th coming through on super soft tires and really passing us. Everyone's on an even keel, and since we're starting up front on an even keel, I'm feeling pretty good. Now, it's going to dry up just a little bit here. The tire wear may increase and the tire temperature may increase, but the rain is going to pick up again after lap 6, still in the intermediate tire range. I want to go as far as I can to make sure that if the rain does slack off around lap 8 or so, that we can come in for soft tires. But if this trend continues, we did practice on the wets, but I didn't take the wet bonus. But, I mean, it may be a race where our wet driving skills are going to come into play. I'm just happy to see Enrica out front leading laps ahead of Partanen, and their teammate Sevilla is in 11th out of the points. So as long as we can keep both of our drivers solidly in the points, we can make up. Enrica set herself up there well. And now we're in the driest part of the race so far. It's only going to be a few laps, and the track will get wet once more. We're harvesting a lot of our battery and allowing them to use it as they see fit. Now the track is starting to pick up some rooster tails, and the track is going to start getting even wetter. So I think we might be set up for another intermediate tire change come the first pit stop. Whether that means that we short pit and get on slicks later, who knows what this rain is going to do. But so far, so good. Sitting in first and third, we had really solid setups, 96% across the board. And Enrica is running some of the fastest laps of her race with that busted up neck. I mean, perhaps getting injured is the best thing for her. If you're a NASCAR fan and can remember when Brad Keselowski broke his ankle testing at Road Atlanta, and then he ended up going and winning Pocono like his first race back. So maybe injuries are the best thing for a driver. Who knows? We're within 2 stops for fuel now, so we're past that first little window, and it looks like indeed intermediate tires are going to be put on the first stop. At least we can split this run in half, intermediates and intermediates. That way, if it starts getting dry after lap 11, we can get the most out of the intermediate tires and come down for slicks to begin the second half of the race. It kind of looks like the weather is going to plateau right around lap 11 and might get a little bit drier. At least that's what I'm hoping. So Falco will come down first for his first set of intermediate tires. We're not going to be within the range of wets, I don't believe. We're going to be right there where intermediate tires are going to do the work. And it looks like everyone else might be on that same strategy. We'll go 1 or 2 more laps for Falco. And then the following lap, we will take Enrica. Fill her full of fuel, and then see what the rain does after lap 11. We are definitely going to be watching that very closely. So 31% on the tires now. I think Falco can, well, it looks like the rain is going to continue. So we want to stay on these intermediates as long as we can to make that next intermediate run a full tire run. We're great on fuel. That is not the concern. The concern is getting the tires in. And it kind of looks like the rain may plateau and go down. So definitely next time by, I'm pitting Falco for inters. Then it looks like Enrica can pit the next time by after that for inters as well. So we'll look for Falco. Once he gets past pit road, we'll tell him to pit for his next set of intermediates. We'll fill up. 11 seconds. Parts are looking okay. So a nice balanced pit stop, if you please. So I've turned down Enrica's tire wear. It looks like if we do pit now, we will get a full run of intermediates out of them. And it looks like, yeah, the leader, well, second place is coming down to pit this time. So we will stay out. We'll run conservative. 1 more lap. Enrica's doing a good job of tying him up. And then we will pit Enrica next time by. Car's running her wide. I don't like the look of that. I know there's enough fuel, but you won't need it. All right, pit this time for your intermediate tires, Enrica. Go ahead and fill up if you can. 13 seconds on the stop, and let's go. So Falco comes to hit the aid of his pit crew. A mistake on the right rear. He loses some spots, and that was a balance. We weren't really pushing that hard, but now Falco rejoins the race in 8th. Yeah, indeed. Learn how to change the tires. So Enrica is out a bit. Falco is going to be fighting amongst all of those guys there, but we should be okay. He's one of the first cars off of pit road. All right, here comes Enrica down to her service. Hopefully no mistakes on pit road here for Enrica. Jack is up, tires are on. 8, 9, 10, down and away. Enrica will get past and move into 3rd place. Settling in right there in 3rd. Old tires all around her. The Falco has found himself in a bit of a pickle. We'll have him push. Car runs wide and he gets bottled up right behind that baby blue car. So he loses a spot there. Drives to the inside. Good move. The Falco is doing some battling indeed. Let's go ahead and push those tires and see. Yes, indeed, it looks like it's going to get dry before the end of the race. So this is where we can capitalize. We definitely can't do super softs with the tire wear as it is. The Falco doing some good spot making up, and if that's even a verb. He's making up spots, is what I mean. Enrica is 4.5 seconds back. There's the leader there. I don't know if the leader can make those intermediates last the whole rain run. That is the question. Hopefully Falco can catch up here. That 2.3 second mistake has dropped him several spots. Call on your cult, man. Have your cult help you. Summon whatever deity you believe in to pass 9th place, if you please. Yeah, Falco might be holding these guys up more than he's making passes. Enrica's still 4.4 seconds back. The tire wear on Partanen is really going to start coming into play, and we want to pit right when the slicks are going to come in. Which if we pit, say, lap 15 or so, that would be ideal. We don't want the rain to come back at lap 22, though. If it looks like it's going to be dry and then have a torrential downpour on the last 2 laps, I mean, that's going to force us to play a strategy hand indeed. But we're fine running the medium strategy here, or the push, because we don't need these tires for too awful long. And it looks like it will be completely dry by lap 17 or so. So I think in the next couple laps, once that wear starts going down, we can get Falco in on his soft tires, and they wear more slowly. That's the perk that we chose, and he should be able to run harder, longer on his soft tires. That is the ultimate goal. All right, so we're going to sort of short pit here. So do I want to bring in Falco this time by and get him on his slick tires? If he can make him last 7 laps, I think that would indeed be a very good play. And he's out of the points right now, so let's do it. Let's make your final pit stop for softs. 7 laps remaining after the pit stop. So we'll add that much fuel. It's only a 7-second pit stop. Hopefully that gearbox hangs on, and we should be fine. So Falco will come right when these tires come into play. And then Enrica, you go ahead and pit this time for your softs. 6 laps remaining. We'll just do a quick little fuel thing. And yeah, we're going to push. Looks like others are hopping on super softs as well. I don't know if they can make super softs last. That is indeed the question. We're surrounded by super softs, but they have a long way to go. I think we can continue to push Falco here, and he can hold these guys off. So Enrica has a 3-second lead. The guy behind him is pitting this time by as well. We're going to be clear the rest of the race. This is when we need to get our slick tires on. We have a 5% bonus on softs. Mistake on the right front. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. So 4th, 3rd. So if Enrica can run away from these super soft tires that are already getting chewed up, then we should be okay. So Falco's in 6th. He's worked his way into the points. Let's just do a neutral drive here. We don't want the tires getting too hot. Once we come to like 3 to go, then we'll really turn up the wick. So we're 8 seconds behind, but Bergman is going to be out of tires. Partanen is going to be out of tires. It's just going to be a matter of Enrica really pushing these tires hard. 5 laps to go. I think Falco we can continue to push. We'll just tell him to turn up the wick with, say, 3 laps to go. So holding steady with a pretty good run. Falco has old tires behind him. I mean, those super softs are wearing down completely. If they have to pit with a few more laps, we are going to look like heroes here. Just staying out on these tires, making them last. We've got our performance increased. Nope. Falco, if you break, we've got Enrica. That is the kicker. So 7.6 seconds behind now. Enrica is still pushing, and next time by, we're just going to have her really start pushing. As a matter of fact, we can go push for all of these guys. I think in 3 laps, we're not going to chew through that much of the tire. We're just going to have her really go. See if we can stay in front of Cruz, which is going to be on old tires. We're going to pressure from behind Falco. So 3 laps to go, really pushing hard. He's got better tires than the car in front of him. Let's go up to a high question mark. I know the tire deg is bad. We've got plenty of excess fuel. And we just need to go. I know you're going through the tires, but there's only a few laps to go. Coming to 2 laps to go, 65 and 66% on the tires. I think Falco is going to make some good passes here. We've already left the car behind us. 3rd feels clunky, that's fine, 2 laps to go. And Falco may be poised to get a 5th place here. Maybe even a 4th. He's on his horse. And he's catching the car in front of him. His tire wear is much better. And 5th is going to have to really speed up if he wants to stay in front of Falco here. I think with 1 lap to go, we'll turn on the passing gear. So Enrica is fine where she's at. I want to turn Falco on overdrive. Final lap. Falco's going to go for broke here. Try to get that 5th place. I know Tyler needs to get out of your way. There you go, Falco. There you go, Falco. Set yourself up for the inside of the next corner. Falco in 5th. Driving fine. Enrica in 3rd with nowhere to run. So this is going to be another good points day for us, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how the leaders stretched that tire wear, but they did. She closed up. She really did. She was making a spirited charge. Got within 5 seconds. So Enrica on the podium, and Falco is going to be 6th. I thought he could squeeze a 5th, but that is in the points. Very important points. The gold team just had 1 car, and then the purple team had both cars in points. Hammer. So we're going to catch up to Spartan MRT in the grand scheme of things, for sure. So not a bad race. Strategy was interesting that time around. Those intermediate tire splits, and we came on bang on with the weather. Good we didn't get caught out. So scrutineering is done. Let's go ahead and continue. Sophie had a 10-second penalty, but we were ahead of her anyway. Enrica with the fastest lap. 2 extra points right there for Enrica. That's what I'm talking about. She was driving her tail off. So 7 points for us. Enrica on the podium again. So that puts Enrica third in Drivers' Championship, 3 points ahead of Falco. As far as team goes, we're in third, 14 points behind Hammer. So we're keeping in. We're getting close. Once we get some actual good parts that we can put on this car, and we can start doing some weight strip, once we build up the integrity of those good parts, we're going to have some good races. I mean, that right there was an amazing race. So Chairman should be ecstatic. Everyone's morale is happy. Looks like Falco, oh, he lost some potential, I guess because of his cult following. So we met both sponsor objectives. We only lost 1.4 that time rather than 2.6 or whatever it was going to be. So the next race is Germany. And I say it every time we go to Germany. I don't think I'm going to do too well because of the need for suspension. But we usually end up doing the work. Very low tire wear, very low fuel burn. So luckily we've got some extra slick tires from that rule change because we'll be using the softs in practice and qualifying and the race. Like, we're going to want to be on those softs as much as possible. Let's go through the mail here. Sydney poll goes to Lara. Interview, accept. Yeah, who wouldn't want Mia Holgerson? She's a 4-star. She's a 4-star wonder kid, and she's not signed. Well, I mean, she is. We'll take it. 32 months. We might be able to get her away because that is a 4-star out-of-the-box driver. Oh, man. Oh, man, that's good. I wonder, is she a pay driver? Mia Holgerson. Favorites, 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 favorites. Mia Holgerson. Truck race champion. Bad designing a clothing line. That's good marketability for a little bit. Buttered up. So she's not a pay driver. We would have to pay her entire salary. But that ain't bad. That ain't bad indeed. But that's going to do it for me and this episode of Motorsport Manager, ladies and gentlemen. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we will see you for the next race in Munich. Take care.